From Eyewitness News, this is Indiana Insiders.
Good morning. The city of Indianapolis is getting closer to making a decision about its future. State House Republicans have some decisions to make, and so do voters all around the country as they watch candidates vie for their party's nomination for United States President. Good morning and welcome to Indiana Insiders. As usual, I'm joined by Democrat Robin Winston and Republican Peter Rustoven. Gentlemen, welcome. It's good to see you guys again. Let's start first with the race for mayor of Indianapolis. We have Joe Hogsett against Chuck Brewer. Brewer rolled out his economic growth plan recently, includes investing more in Visit Indy, encouraging big employers and institutions to do more local buying, and then strengthening key streets and corridors. Joe Hogsett has touted his background fighting crime as former U.S. attorney, pushing for more police, more streetlights, an overall push for public safety. Robin, let's start with you. This isn't, as Julia Carson used to say to me, this isn't my first rodeo. Joe Hogsett's been down this path before.
Sure, but never as candidate for mayor, and never with the experience of being the United States attorney that prosecuted crime and dealt with street-level crime like he has. He's offered comprehensive strategies in so many different areas that all relate to making the quality of life of the community better. I mean, I've seen him firsthand out in neighborhoods, talking to people about what he thinks their vision is, but more importantly, listening. And that's what I think you're seeing in these final weeks, is this is a culmination of listening to people and then taking what they recommended and saying these are our platforms.
Peter, once again, Republicans have stepped outside the norm, going with a businessman this time around in Chuck Brewer. Is he another Greg Ballard here?
Well, he might be, and that's his hope. I love Rob. Rob, you are so smooth. It's true that it's not Joe's first rodeo. It's about his 6th or 7th rodeo. And it's true it's his first time for mayor. Eventually, he would get to that office, too, as one to run for.
But now Chuck Brewer, like I said, is he another Greg Ballard?
I think Chuck Brewer is an accomplished businessman, a bottom-line kind of guy. Like Ballard, he's a former Marine. He is not a natural politician. Not that he doesn't get along well with people, but he's not somebody who spent a lot of time running for office. It's a very interesting and very quiet race. I think Hogsett has tons of money and a huge, huge advantage in name recognition, a slight advantage anymore in demographics. And so Joe is sort of coasting. I mean, he is in cruise control. He's saying nice things about Ballard. He is, as I've chatted with Robin off air, Joe's like already in his transition. It's like the election is over.
I noticed Brewer's finally has ads.
He does have some ads up on the air, which is a good sign. And I think what he needs to do, his chance of winning is Ballard, not just being like Ballard, but Ballard getting out there in active form and going on air.
Will he?
I am not privy to either of those campaigns. I would expect it. I would expect that if you're Brewer, the thing you're talking to with the mayor is, let's do a closing ad with you and me, talking about how we're both non-politicians, about how we're both Marines, and about how we're both right for the city, not career politicians.
Crime is really one of the biggest issues I think we're facing in the city of Indianapolis right now. Where do these guys stand on this? And
they're against it.
Good point. No, but I've been surprised, really, when you go out to some of these. I thought we'd see these candidates literally out on the streets. We've not.
No, you have. No, you've seen Joe. And by the way, he's not, you know, the tape is here. He's not stopped running and he's not jogging. He's going to sprint. He is a marathoner.
He's never stopped running. I agree.
He's going to sprint.
He's going to sprint right through that tape and go on to win. You know, Joe understands street level crime because he took so many guns off the street as prosecutor. Took down the outlaws, took down motorcycle gangs, took down people that were really creating street level crime tied to drugs, and understands that. Your station, almost all the time, has breaking news relative to crime. That's what's on people's mind, and that's what Joe has talked about from day one.
As has Brewer, and it is an important problem. But I think one of the signs in terms of, you know, who you're going to pick as your fantasy candidate for your team, you're going to pick Hogsett because he's got the advantages, and there's no question about it. He's got the advantage of name recognition. He's got the advantages of money. One way you can tell he's on cruise control is we're not talking about the horrible crime situation in Indianapolis under the Republicans, and we have to change it. If Hogsett thought that this was a tough race and that he was in trouble, that's what you would be seeing on air. As it is, you're just seeing, you're pretty much seeing still nice introductory ads, which shows that Hogsett thinks he's won.
That's not his style. I mean, he was a chief of staff.
No, he's not. He's not a mean guy.
No, it's not his style. He was a chief of staff under Evan Bayh. He understands the importance of bipartisanship.
Oh,
he knows as prosecutor that there was no Democrat or Republican way to fight crime. There's only one way, and that's what he did.
I'm still going with the old B-A-Y-H partisanship. He is one of the many bipartisans.
Yeah, he is. Republicans also had a big decision to make in the House of Representatives last week. Former Former House Majority Leader Judd McMillan resigned over ethical issues with his cell phone, saying he'd made some mistakes and was going to focus now on his family. Republicans had to pick a successor. Last Tuesday they did, Matt Lehman from Bern to succeed McMillan. But Democrats had a similar problem last legislative session when issues surfaced regarding Representative Justin Moad with sexting. He has not resigned. What's going on with this, guys?
I'm going to quote, without naming him, a really good friend of mine who is very well respected in the State House and has been involved in political affairs for a long time. You know, after the thing last year and then the thing this year with our guy, he says, you know, it amazes me how people over here think that they are both invisible and invincible. People get into office, and this is not a partisan link. Right. This has to do with a certain kind of some of the people who get into politics. It goes to their head. They think they can do everything, and they think they're above it. And then they're always stunned when it comes out, and oh my gosh, I guess I can't do that. I think people who are engaged in this kind of conduct should resign. I think we have enough problem in this country with people having no respect for people who hold public office, and there are a lot of good people who do, that when we see something like this, yes, people should get out, and neither party should tolerate it, and I'm glad that the Republicans have responded quickly here.
I'm not going to be pejorative about the guy. If he wanted to resign and deal with his family issues, that's up to him. I'm more concerned about religious freedom not being addressed adequately by this House, education funding, job training, the things that they should be doing as a General Assembly. You have, what do you have, 71 Republicans in the House, and we still can't get a lot of things that matter to the Hoosiers at their kitchen tables addressed. So whoever's driving the train, as long as it's going in the wrong direction, it does not matter.
I think there's been tremendous progress on economic issues under this administration, including the House of Representatives, and that was a really nice segue away from the topic. Good job, Robin.
No, because the topic really is, what is the General Assembly going to do about matters that matter at the kitchen table? Not by.
I don't think that is a topic. I don't think it was Kevin's.
I know, but I understand. But I think that's what voters are saying. What these guys do on their own free time is up to them. Let's address what matters at the kitchen table.
All right, you guys, thank you very much. That's going to do it for us. We're out of time. I wanted to get to the race for president, but we didn't get there. So we will have another chance at that next week. Thanks for joining us on Indiana Insiders. Have a good Sunday.